G'day, it's Josh Gemelli here from Condinen Group, back in the workshop thanks to Hare and Forbes Machinery Warehouse. And today we're looking at electrical connections and our basic kit of tools. So you often have to take your kit of electrical bits and pieces out around the farm or over to a vehicle to do some work. We're talking about 12 volt here, of course, not 240 volt. So I thought we'd look at what is a basic set of tools if you want to put a little kit together. And in order of priority, the good old Linesman's pliers. I think these are Channel Lock brand. You can't spend too much money on these. Make sure you've got a really good set of those. They will take care of pretty much everything you need to do. You can crimp with them, you can strip wire, and of course, twitching and all the rest, cutting wire. So that's like your Swiss Army knife for electrical connections. The second thing I would have is a really high quality crimping tool. While you can use the pliers, one of these crimping tools does a far better job. And also, look, a decent wire stripper does make life easy if you're stripping lots of cable. A couple of electrical screwdrivers, just handy for terminals and so forth. A good multi-ranging multimeter, auto-ranging multimeter. So, it's not one where you have to actually select the voltage. It'll range itself depending on what the feed is. If you're not too good with a multimeter, you should probably get yourself a little 12 volt test light. So that's where you can basically put the alligator clip on one end and touch your terminal on the other end, and it'll light up if there's current there. Pretty handy little device, probably costing less than 20 bucks. A sharp little box cutter knife, very good for just stripping cable or other little jobs like that. And some kind of soldering iron. So you can use 240 volt soldering irons. This is a butane powered one, so that's very handy if you need to take it out into the paddock. And it also has, you can take the tip off it and use it to blow hot air for doing heat shrink and things like that. Speaking of soldering irons, there are some really good cordless options available today as well. So your likes of Milwaukee produce a 12 volt soldering iron powered by cordless battery. So, that might be an option worth looking at. But remember that you can't actually then use that to blow hot air on for doing, say, heat shrink or something like that. But, you can always use a cigarette lighter or a stove lighter or something like that if you really get desperate. If you've got the room in your electrical toolkit, it pays to throw a few extra pairs of pliers in. So I would always have a pair of side cutters, needle nose pliers, pretty handy when you're dealing with something a bit finicky. And these end cutting pincher style pliers are really good for trimming things like cable ties. Or what I really like, these are actually dedicated cable tie trimming pliers. So they have a flush jaw there, so you can cut those cable ties back nice and tight without leaving a sharp end. So those are the tools that I would normally have in my electrical toolkit, but that's no good unless you've got consumables. So that's what we'll look at next time. Thanks.